Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul.
Breaking news, Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested and indicted on federal charges. The disgraced music icon has faced startling allegations for months.
Here that Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested after being indicted by a grand jury in New York. That's according to the New York Times, also according to TMZ as well.
Fallout continues for rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs tonight as more companies announce they've cut ties with the Bad Boy CEO.
Jay-Z immediately got on the phone and called Puff and said, yo, my man, you don't want this to get out. So it's money, a check for 100 some G's or more than that or something like that. But I know it was in the thousands, 100,000s. Puff cut that nigga a check on the strength that Jay-Z told him, yo, you don't want to get that out.
The man got hit with an arrest in New York after a grand jury indictment dropped. This whole thing started with the explosive lawsuit Cassie dropped in late 2023, where she laid out some heavy accusations, abuse, sex trafficking, and even drug-related dirt. After that, the feds started digging deep into Diddy's world, raiding his LA and Miami cribs back in March.
Gene deal, we got to get right into it, man. Diddy, his house got raided. How you feel about that?
Well, I think that the authorities came up with enough evidence to go into a judge by using the civil cases that has came upon him. So because they used the civil cases and found that there was some criminal activity that may have been found at some one of those people who, like Cassie, Jonathan Odie didn't have a civil case against him, but Cassie, Jonathan Odie, and Lil Rob, they used the evidence that they had or the statements they made and convinced the judge that there was enough probable cause to go in there with a search warrant. But the way they did the search warrant and how they did it, man, I thought he was El Chapo or somebody. You know, they took a tactical team in there, brother. They had tactical units. You understand? And it was for allegedly a sex crime. But they took, yo, my man, did you see the artillery and the way the Homeland Security came in there? My man, you would have swore, you know, it was going to be some gun violence up in there, how they came to it. So my feeling of it is that enough statements have been made that they could probably prove. They did enough investigation. See, people think that when the federal government go in there on you, the reason they got a 99% conviction rate, because most people say, they got me. They don't go to court with them. So for them to have a team in New York, because they didn't really mention too much about New York. They had property in New York, property in Miami, and a property in LA, all simultaneously hit. Those different agencies had to get together, plan that, and that's not no bull. You know, that's a lot of manpower, a lot of money. So they want to know how they spent the taxpayer. The taxpayer's gonna know why you spending my money on this to come up with nothing. So you best believe they had something in the first place to go up in there, either through, like I said before, wiretaps. You understand? Because if they convinced the judge that they need a warrant, they had wiretaps, surveillance, and different things that was going on. And then, like, it's a lot of crazy statements that have been made. And you got to look at that interview that Jonathan Odie did, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That was probably more damaging than Cassie. And that was more damaging than Cassie, because check this out. He said Diddy was transporting liquid cocaine on his private jets. Now, the DEA wasn't involved in this. It was the FBI and the Homeland Security, basically. That's because of the sex trafficking thing. But if they find any of that stuff in any one of his houses, there's a problem. Even if they find illegal guns, the Constitution right goes the right to bear arms, but he had to have licenses for that. So if anybody got illegal guns up in there, if they find any kind of drugs to a high amount, cocaine and weed, I don't think Diddy gonna get charged because what he did, he put everything in his kid's name and his company.
Did you see the video of his kids in handcuffs?
Yeah, that's a tactical thing. The kids being in handcuffs is a tactical thing that law enforcement use, you understand, hoping that people who've never been in handcuffs before, that it either scares them or want to make them talk. There's no reason after they searched those kids, because they didn't have a search warrant for bodies. They had a search warrant for like materials, laptops, telephones, logs, pictures, tapes. You know, that's what they search warrant is for. They didn't have a search warrant for bodies. So those kids, when they came out, they should have searched them. And then, listen, y'all sit down right there. That was a tactical move to get them to talk and to scare them into saying something, by keeping them handcuffed like that. They didn't have to do those kids like that. None of those kids have, that I know of, criminal cases against them or known for criminal activity. So there was no reason for them to do that. If them was the damn Rockefellers or somebody else, they wouldn't have had their kids handcuffed like that. But you got to realize their father has painted a crazy picture to the authorities. You understand? It's a crazy picture and people don't realize this, brother. First and foremost, Puff has been dodging the legal system for years. His affiliation with BMF, even though Meech has said that Puff never did anything, Puff never been around her, they still was partying together. So in the authorities' mind, they feel like Puff knew what Meech was doing. Then with the introduction to Jacob and different people, and a lot of people going to jail for money laundering and stuff like that, Puff being, and this is documented, Puff being a CI for an FBI agent.
A rat got big enough for the feds to lock him up, that's all.
I said this years ago, that him and Kirk Burrows took some paperwork. They was taking some papers up to the FBI, so like when they was here in New York. They was taking paperwork up there and stuff like that. Don't know what it was, but later on found out that he was a CI. You understand? Now, what happens? He don't have that. The guy probably, that was 20, 30 years, 20-some years ago. The guy probably retired. Puff ain't dealing with him. No, he didn't pass Puff on or something like that. So now, Puff been dodging the legal system with the people had it wrong. They think it was with the Black Mafia family. No, it was with Butt Naked. I said this years ago. The person that he said is his senior advisor, Corey Jacobs. Corey had 9 16-to-life sentences for drug trafficking. You make him your senior advisor, even though that was your man, he coming home. That's your man, pots and pans. But Wolf was the one who took care of them when they was away. You know what I'm saying? Wolf was the one who took care of them. So now, you got all these, these characters, around you. What they gonna think when they come to your house? They got the evidence, or they had statements that you blew up Kid Cudi's car. You understand what I'm saying? They have statements that, You may have been affiliated with people being shot. So they come to your house like this. They treat your kids like this. Based on the picture you have played to the authorities. So them having his kids like that, I think that was wrong. After they searched those kids, make sure they didn't have no weapons on them, sit them down on the ground, make them feel comfortable, because at this time, they're not criminals. They haven't committed any crimes.
I see. Speaking of drugs, right? Because you made a comment about it earlier. How you feel about Diddy's drug mule getting arrested?
The news about them arresting the mule, now, they're gonna have to prove that. Now, if that guy becomes a witness, and if they can track anything back to Puff with that, that's gonna be one of their star witnesses.
Damn.
Cause see, they will give him leniency. They were like, yo, listen, man, hey buddy, listen here. We don't really want you. You know, we know you was just doing this to, you were doing this to take care of your family, feed your moms. You know what I'm saying? Pay your rent. We know that. This guy's living under this mansion, using you. Then that guy becomes a star witness.
That you try to call me a crackhead because I ain't never smoked no crack.
Oh my God. And y'all got me on the couch with this.
I just want everybody to know that nobody's lying. You're not lying.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
lying.
Yeah.
His story isn't any less valid than my story and vice versa. Stop worrying about the little details and pay attention to the big picture.
Always.
Big picture is, at the end of the day, regardless of that story, there are other stories about Puff using sexuality to enslave other men to get them to do what he wanted them to do for his purpose. Now, maybe it wasn't Christopher Williams, but I could think of about 5 other dudes that I could say right off the top of my head right now that I know that to be true.
Okay, I'm
Anyway.
reloaded. You gotta see this.
When I'm away from you, boy, all I seem to do is cry. Further than then, when I see you, boy, my, how the time does fly. I don't know if you need and love me too. Ooh, the way I love and needed you. But I hope that we can be together soon. I hope that we can be together soon.
Y'all don't know nothing about this.
I hope that we can be together soon. Can we make it real soon?
Yeah.
Can we make it real soon? We got it, come on.
I think about you, girl. Chills run up and down my spine.
Babe, he's singing this for you. He's singing your part.
And when I think about you, girl, all my heart is do is cry.
All right, now you singing the lead, I'm on the background.
Them celebrating Diddy's end is wild. They've been fighting for the man's downfall so hard.
Wrong or right, night and day, I'm gonna miss you. All my lonely heart seems to do.
I hope that we can be together soon. I hope that we can be together soon. Can you make it real soon?
I can't wait.
Can you make it real soon?
Real Life Street Stars, we are back with the Jagginator. What is considered part 2 of I Was There. Jag,
when real life street stars, when real life productions hit 1 million subscribers, salute! Hey!
1 million subscribers.
1 million.
Man, Jag, again, that's just to say that out loud is.
That must be trippy.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you guys earlier today, and it was wild because this whole day we've been keeping it quiet. Nobody knew or was supposed to know we were in town. I didn't tell anybody.
All right.
Came straight from the airport. We went to the hotel. We came straight here to work. We were here till 3 a.m. I go to sleep. I wake up. I thought I lost my phone. It was all the way under the pillow. You know what I mean? Right. Normal day for the most part. And then I go to get coffee for me and Ange. And instantly I know that the girl recognizes me behind the counter. And I'm like, okay. And then somebody else walks in. But the fourth person that recognized me when I went outside to smoke my cigarette while I was fretting over my phone and, you know, waiting for the coffee, this guy looked, he said, "You Jaguar." And I was talking to the mod squad, of course. And he recognized my voice. He said, "I know you from the Blue Couch." He said, "I listen to you every day." And then I saw him starting to get choked up. And he's sitting there shaking and he's crying. He said, "I talk to you." He said, "I listen to you every day." And I said, "Well, you know, I'm in town with a friend." He said, I said, "Gene Deal." He said, "Brother Gene is here."
Shout out him.
So I get on the phone. We got the FaceTime now. We're FaceTime.
There you go.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Yeah, you know.
You nice, Jay. You real nice. You're approachable. Let me say that. You're very approachable.
I am.
People might think you're not, but
I meet people with the energy I receive.
There you go.
So if I've ever been nasty to you, that tells you everything you need to know about yourself. So, you know, it's like, and I'm talking to Gene, and this man is sitting there. He starts shedding tears. He's weeping. He said, "Y'all are the truth." And he said, "Shalom." And I'm like, oh, okay. We're having a real moment here. And I gave him my phone number and I was going to invite him tonight, but I think you guys need to talk to him without me here.
Please, yeah, no, let's definitely
I don't want to be a distraction. And the truth is I don't know if I can handle it because I started crying with him a little bit. Because I think about the people that we talk to, these conversations that we share with the world. I don't know if we really understand how much they mean. And I don't even know if we really understand everything that we've sacrificed and we put into getting to this point.
Yeah, Jay, let's talk about the synergy of it because you and Gene Deal just serenaded each other on the beach.
Yeah.
Like what this energy, the energy of just that moment alone to where this man who has been opening up and telling his truth on the other side of the world and you opening up, telling your truth on the other side of the world. And y'all come together to sit right here and then just have a moment to look in each other's eyes and just say, "I just want to sing." Come on. Shout out to Real Life Street Stars. Shout out to Jaguar Wright. Shout out to Gene. It's amazing, man. 1 million subs.
You want to know what made that so special for me? All of the things that we say, all of the truths that we tell, it's to defend that moment.
Without question.
The joy of sharing music with people that you love and respect. The instant camaraderie and fellowship that it brings. Now we're talking 25 years, the almost 30 years I've known this man. And the best moment I'll ever have with him was that.
You know, they say they sing songs before they go to war.
Yeah.
Was this a moment before the storm? I don't know.
What I will say is there are no coincidences. And, you know, you spend so much time feeding into the lies, maybe give the truth a try. Might surprise you.
There you go.
Yeah, no, and I love the fact that it's a Philly record, and I love the fact that it's Uncle Harold's record, you know? I remember...
Especially her, she been here around for a while, screaming Diddy is a villain. But now, it'll be interesting to see how truthful she is exactly.
Learning how to do the steps and down in the basement while they were rehearsing when the Blue Notes were rehearsed. And of course, this was after Uncle Teddy had left and the accident and all of that. And I remember singing the backgrounds on that song. I know every note. I know all the parts. And I say, you know what, let me pull these lyrics out because it's been a minute. But I was reading the lyrics while I was singing. And it's been a long time. We've been waiting for that moment. And I hope that we can be together soon. And there's so many more of us to really make that a complete together. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, you know?
Now, before we started, you said Gene was instrumental in protecting so many from the atrocities that Diddy could have committed if his presence had not have been there. Just give us some of the harrowing tales of just Gene in those years.
There's a million things I could tell you. There were a lot of fights at those old rap shows. What I can say was he was the peacemaker. Period. Didn't nobody want to feel what he had to give. And he was never quick to give it. He gave a word, and that was understood. And it was the confidence that was built around his character that made Bad Boy so feared. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody want what he had or the people he could call to back up what he said. That gave Bad Boy a presence not to be fucked with. You know, Death Row had Suge, but Suge was the CEO. Diddy wasn't that.
Yeah.
But he had Gene, see. And Gene kept him honest. You gotta remember, all of these people been knowing each other since high school. We talking back in the day. You know, even out, when people don't even realize, I'll Be Sure and Pete Rock, they're best friends, yo.
Right.
They went to high school together. They've been best friends since 10th grade. People change a lot when money and circumstances come into the way. How a person acted in the 10th grade is gonna be very different than how they act with $500 million and an axe to grind. You know what I mean? It's a different person.
Did Gene Deal ever have to talk to Suge one-on-one? Did they ever?
From what I know, I'm sure there was interaction, but nah, Gene didn't fuck around. His loyalty was to crew, which is why I don't like talking about his story, because there's other parts of that story that I don't know if anybody can talk about.
Really?
At the end of the day, they made sure Gene wasn't present when Biggie was shot. He didn't want to leave Big's side. But they made sure he stepped away. Which is why I find it disgusting that Reggie Wright Jr. has anything to say about anything at all. Because he was the head of security, and he was supposed to be making sure the block was tight. That gimp ass fucking wheelchair bitch. he should be sitting down. He was sitting down on the most important night of their lives, protecting Big at all costs. They made sure Gene wasn't there.
If Big doesn't die, do you get a Puff Daddy the way he turns out now?
Fuck no.
You know, there is a lot of people who've never heard of Diddy till Biggie died.
Does Big keep Puff in check?
Oh, absolutely. Big and Kim. Kim had she had the little babies. Junior Mafia loyal to Kim. What else was there? Biggie, Kim, Junior. What else was there? Total, Kima, my friend, love her to death. Total couldn't carry that. 112 couldn't carry that. Carl Thomas couldn't carry that. They were all able to survive because of the dynasty that came with Big and Junior Mafia.
So no one tells P. Diddy what to do. Like,
absolutely.
Who tells him what to do?
Clive Davis in the beginning. No, he didn't empower him. That motherfucker put his ass on a block. He gave him power. And all he had to do was diddle-dee-dee and diddle-dee-dum. Like, he wasn't gonna tell Gene and them that's how he was getting the money.
Right.
Let's be real about that. You think he was going to admit to these niggas who he went to school with, who essentially he asked to come to make his G official? Like you heard him say, Christopher Williams, street nigga, gangster nigga, Pete Rock, Al B. Short, they niggas from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Gene Deal. Like, ain't nobody looking at how Puff positioned himself. There was a wall of protection and talent and brilliance around him. Nobody had to look at him for real, for real. And the truth is nobody did. Everybody laughed and joked about him dancing like a fucking idiot in all them goddamn videos. Twirling around in circles and shit. This nigga been wild. Like, you know, so I'm just saying, they didn't know. And he wasn't telling them. They just know he got the budget. He go to LA, he talk to Clive, he come back with the bread. Apparently, he has this man's confidence. Yeah, I'm sure that man was very confident with his penis in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Clive is a whole freak.
You think Clive put him on to all
I know. Clive, that's what he do. Queen Clive. Long may she reign. In hell.
When 50 Cent...
Don't nobody want to talk about why R. Kelly's bus was parked in Clive Davis's driveway, why his tour bus was parked in Clive Davis's driveway at the house where the shit went down between Chris and Rihanna. Don't nobody want to talk about why it was filled with video girls who were being trafficked. And he was never questioned by Me Too. Why ain't nobody from Me Too saying anything? They had so much to say about Harvey Weinstein, who's now all his charges is being dropped. So much for their investigation. Guess it was a little paper thing. I don't know. These bitches was mad talkative. They was on the fucking news every goddamn day. And then they brought that witch bitch fucking Rose McGowan, fresh off a breakup with Marilyn Manson, feeling low, gave her a cause. You like the shit you did with Harvey Weinstein, bitch. Don't front. That's real rad. Why didn't they ask Leah Remini? She's a little more credible. But then again, she might have been able to pull some of their cards because a lot of them motherfuckers is involved in that Scientology bullshit too. That's LA. I love the work that me and Odell are doing right now. We've been documenting my history in Los Angeles, all 25 years from 1999 to now. And, you know, I just said something off the cuff and he was like, no, you're right. LA is a graveyard. It's a graveyard. Whether it's dead hopes and dreams or stars. Like.
Diddy turned into a monster straight after Tupac's death. Since then, he's been wilding out.
Riding to the corner where Biggie was killed. I was just there. Literally. And that building, it's this big, gaudy, Masonic looking thing. You know, it's all right, architecturally wise. But what gets really interesting about it is when the sun goes down, they turn the lights on, blood red, pure blood red. The whole building glows in pure blood red. I don't know, man. It just feels disturbing to me. You put this thing up that looks like some kind of Masonic monument where Biggie Smalls was shot to death. And at night, you thought that the color should be blood red. I don't know. Then we're in Vegas and we go down to Flamingo and Cobalt, where Tupac was shot. And we're walking around and we're going over the details and I'm like, tell me it's not wrong. Something's wrong with the story. They pull you can feel it. And and he's like, hold up. I'm like, the feds were sitting right there. The car allegedly pulled up. We even went and talked to a 24-year-old kid who was like, I'm like, it was the weekend of the Tyson fight. The strip is packed on fight weekends up until 5 a.m. in the morning. That shooting didn't happen that late. Somewhere in between 2 and 3, correct? That would have been a very busy time. There were no eyewitnesses. And there was 2 gas stations, cat a corner. They pulled the footage from the weakest side, where there was nothing but blind spots. We saw it for ourselves. Why did they get the shittiest footage? How did Tupac catch all that heat and Suge only got nicked and he's 4 times bigger than this nigga? He's a much bigger target. Tupac could have dodged them bullets. It's not adding up.
I want to get a little deeper with the Tupac, right? So, you know, you go back to his old music and then you listen to it and he says, Illuminati, all in your body. Can Jaguar Wright break down what is he talking about? Illuminati, what is he saying?
He's telling the truth. He's saying what he said. That this is what they do. This is the industry. This is who they work for, and this is what they're willing to do to work their agenda on you, through you, whether you like it or not. That's what that means.
You spoke about Scientology.
Yeah.
Does that have to do with anything with the Illuminati, or is that this separate entity?
They're separate entities, but they work in tandem.
Right.
They spy on each other's people for each other.
Right.
You know, if they don't want to make it look like they're stalking one of their, defectees, they'll ask somebody from TMZ to do it for them. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud, allegedly. Harvey. They farm it out, make it seem like it's just paparazzi stuff when they're actually doing investigation. And Scientologists, they're relentless. A lot of people farm out their gaslighting work to them for a profit. That's LA. LA is information. Information and what you can hide.
Nothing can be hidden no more. It's all coming to light like what happened to Mike. Diddy's camp is saying this whole thing is just a witch hunt. His lawyer was out here giving speeches like, Diddy's a music legend, an entrepreneur, and a family man. He's imperfect, but not a criminal. Of course, they're framing it as Diddy being targeted because of his fame, and they're ready to fight back in court.
Not what you can prove, but what you can hide. Why ain't nobody talking about the fact that those Diddy tunnels go to Hugh Hefner's house? Allegedly. He lives right around the corner. Why ain't nobody talking about that? Why ain't nobody talking about, it's very interesting that Diddy bought a house that just so happened to have tunnels underneath it that go to the Playboy Mansion? Allegedly. I don't know why. They don't ever seem to talk about the Playboy Mansion. They talk about Bill Cosby and all the Playboy bunnies that he fucked underage, who he gave quaaludes to and all of that shit, but they don't talk about the fact that it happened in the Playboy Mansion. That has been legend to have had tunnels for decades, and LAPD knew about it, allegedly. Allegedly, there are tunnels in Calabasas as well. I hope Kendrick bought the right house. I can't wait to see what he gon' find. You know, the thing I think that's messing everybody's head up is that all of this wild shit is going on right in front of their faces, and they're not understanding how they're missing it. Yet it's all happening right in front of their face. Like the Willow conversation, the Smith family conversation that we had.
In your face.
In your face.
Like, put out in your face.
I mean, there's multiple videos of this man forcibly trying to tongue kiss his son. On some Dalai Lama shit, suck my tongue. Aye. You may see the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, we know how it
telling the little boys.
We seen it. That's
like, they talk about Nature Boy. This
And the Tom Brady kiss, the Tom Brady kissing his son. I thought that was just crazy. Like, who does that?
You know, ain't they supposed to be Portuguese? I don't know. Maybe he done crossed over. I don't know.
So 50 Cent,
he took airs out of ball to win, games. Who knows? I don't know. I tell you what, he loved football more than he loved his supermodel wife. I'm still trying to understand. The bitch worth a whole lot more money than you. He got it made. And you said, fuck you, bitch, I want football. Yo, that's deep. That's deep. I don't know. Maybe he just liked the locker room. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you gotta go to the locker room to get to the ball. You know what I'm saying? Everybody naked. No Diddy. I don't know. I'm looking at everybody sideways these days. Yeah. All you men, stop kissing your sons in the mouth. Just, kiss them on the forehead or something. I don't know. Maybe refrain. Maybe just refrain, from the kissing on your child altogether.
Give him a hug.
I don't know. Pound. Dap it up. Love you, kid. You know what I mean? So I do that and I'm a chick.
Right. Right.
Like, I ain't kissing my kids in the mouth. No. Fuck you doing? Look, we was close enough with the womb.
Right.
Now you out. You got your mouth, I got mine. You know, I don't know. It's weird. And they can't claim the European shit because even Europeans is looking at this shit sideways. Like, no, that's not love. He likes children. Like, I wish every American could like go to a foreign country and listen to how they talk about us. Just I spy how they talk about Americans. It's funny. We are the stupidest motherfuckers on the earth if you listen to everybody else in the world. And I can't say that I blame them because we sit here and we keep falling for the same nut ass shit over and over and over and over again. Ain't nobody asked what the fuck Barack Obama was doing hanging out with Jay-Z. Like you're not JFK. You're Barack Obama. You're not JFK. What the fuck you doing running around with the Rat Pack? What you doing? Cause we know. They was at the Diddy party. Y'all always raved about all the fun times you spent with the Carters. You know what I'm saying? That bitch high. Like Kim Burrell said that Jay-Z called her and asked her to come and minister to his wife, who was locked in a room for 12 hours, listening to Kim Burrell records, rocking back and forth and shit. I guess she was trying to break the spell. I don't know. But when you gotta call an evangelist to help talk your wife out the room, I don't know. Hey, they they couldn't call the Obamas and get some marital advice on how to, make it work. They're important people.
They got daughters too.
Who got daughters?
The Obamas.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just saying. So
have you seen their wardrobes? At least they thicker than some of them other kids. Cause that damn Aoki, seeing that Aoki with that old ass man.
Oh. Yeah, okay. No, so Jack, here.
What was worse than that was hearing her father saying, your titties ain't big enough to be a sugar baby. Like, that's how you talk your daughter? Oh, like, how you gonna say that? How you say that to your girl? Like,
man.
Dad, if you don't put my allowance back to the normal, I'm gonna become a sugar baby. Your titties ain't big enough to be a sugar baby, bitch. Shut up. Like, like who talks like that to their daughter?
Yeah. So,
and that's where Usher went to get a blessing after he got engaged.
Yeah. To
that androgynous looking female. She almost look as masculine as
kids opened up the sources
as
in your dictionaries.
They say I curse too much. This is what it's like when I use real words.
Yeah, I know. Shit.
So it's like, these motherfuckers is weird.
So
I'm just trying to I'm looping it all back in because I think I got to get back to the Me Too.
Yeah.
Because isn't one of them bitches a doctor? Yeah, the Tyrena girl with the pizza face. Ain't that her name, the Tyrena?
KRS tweaks, God.
She's a fucking haterade is what she is. See,
We'd love to hear what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe.